So today's intuitive oracle for the 3rd of the 5th, 2024. We have two cards here today. It was a third, but I'm I'm keeping that under wraps because this is a fairly complex deck with a lot of symbolism. This is the Alchemical Visions Tarot by Arthur. Sorry, I just have to lean over to read it. Arthur Taussig, PhD. 78 keys to unlock your subconscious. So I'll just start by saying that alchemy is an art, still very much practiced to this day by many seekers or many people who are wishing to progress themselves on a path, generally spiritual, because the great work, as it is known, is about purification and attainment of, let's say, a way of being, but even just a higher way of being within this realm. So there's a lot of symbolism within this deck, and a lot of concepts that may be unfamiliar to some people that don't know too much about alchemy. An ancient art, one that's written about in a lot of text by Jung, by people involved in Freemasonry, different orders and cults, probably even the Knights Templar, all these branches of esoteric religious schools would have some basis of awareness or process that involved aspects of alchemy. So, with that said, light my magic talking stick and have a drink and go into the cards. So the two cards we have today are the Knight of Cups and the Four of Swords. So still the same as traditional tarot decks, but the art is fairly heavy in its symbolism here. It's a beautiful deck, a big boy's deck. Let's just say that. Cards, so you can get a sort of sense. They're not little cards; they're fairly large ones. So the first card on the left, we have the Knight of Cups. Now, this Knight of Cups is less about the activeness of the external and more about the pursuits of the internal. And I was going to say eternal as well, and that's not a wrong choice of word either. So the knight approaches a walled city carrying a broken chalice. Now, in many situations, the symbolism for a walled city or a castle is the contents or treasures held within self, within the unconscious aspects of our being. So this card is about going into those places, stripping down oneself from the armor, the protection layers that we have, and entering into ourselves honestly in parts of our, let's say, darker aspects. We have some moon symbolism above, which often implies exploration of the subconscious. The subconscious, the unconscious, exploration of what's in those places. I had to take some notes on this because they are quite complex cards. So basically, also within this particular card, there's symbolism of of the whole process of alchemy, which interestingly enough is echoed in the Four of Swords as well. So definitely within the process of going within oneself to explore one's contents, one is asked to not only explore them, but to befriend some of the darker aspects that we may harbour within our unconscious, because if they're suppressed, they'll come out unconsciously in our actions and interactions with people. It's not really a process of slaying them, it's a process that we incarnate with potentialities of all sorts of things, and it's about exploring them and bringing them into the light and acknowledging them, and recognizing that we are free will beings and we do not have to be controlled by darker or negative impulses that sometimes we may feel we are. And this is quite relevant to, I guess, the devil card from yesterday. Unconscious, I was going to say uncultured impulses that we may have from time to time that may enshackle and enslave us. So this card's saying take some time to explore your inner contents. When you feel safe, you'll be protected in doing so, and the results of which will be vastly rewarding, especially as we may feel our being, our body, our vessel is tarnished, which you can see represented with the black streak within the gold. But black is like prima material, like the beginning, or parallels with lead, and you have to start somewhere in your process, and the achievableness is the golden vessel or the golden chalice, or a whole being that understands its dark impulses. Or if you've watched Dexter, The Dark Passenger, could be a suggestion of that sort of concept. And we have to come to grips with these things and aspects of ourselves. So Doc Gully got too much. He thought that might have been a big heavy card. The next card is a lot as well. So, and this is quite a wonderful complementary card. This is the Four of Swords. So this card talks about two things. Many things, but let's just look at three things, possibly four. So it's about following a path. You can see the little figure in the doorway, in the lightest, whitest part, and he is on a path, has to be on a path. And so it's about the path of the antique, but also the modern. It talks about how, let's say, art and even architecture of present time is necessary to understand, to move forward and grow. So romanticism or idealizing a past time when things were isn't going to help you move on your journey. You need to understand where you are in the current context of things. That's not to say that past traditions aren't great sources of wisdom and teaching and learning. But if you don't look to modern times, then you're not necessarily going to get forward movement within your journey. All spiritual paths extend through past to present to future, and you can operate in lots of realms, but the suggestion is the best and most successful is to operate in the present. So there's a lot of alchemical symbolism above each of the four swords, with suns, light and dark, and keys, light and dark, black and gold, mirroring what we see in the chalice here. So this card is about on the journey, recognizing a need, recognizing the progress you've already made. So the consolidation, one of those words, of previous knowledge. And also, beyond that, the work done and the more work to do. There's also symbolism, I think, represented here, of the need to join opposites, above and below, masculine, feminine, opposites. Anything implies the opposite of itself, and they are harmonious parts of a whole. So the part of the work in alchemy, or the great work, is to join opposites and understand them. So there's also a need for the shedding of unneeded conceptualizations that one has about things. If there's concepts you're holding on to, for whatever reason, it's a good time to analyze them and decide, hey, are these actually serving my progress forward in this realm? So time to shed mental concepts and ideas, and also maybe have a little bit of a check of the ego, because the ego is involved in the Knight's process, and in the Four of Swords, overinflation of ego is to be shed as well, recognized and let go of, because that will be a hindrance in the work of alchemy and in the work of self. And I'll touch on lastly the aspects of anima and animus. So this is known as the contra-gender function. If you are a man or a masculine energy, you will need to this is about balancing opposites as well. You'll need to understand and balance the anima, and if you are a woman or a feminine energy being, you will need to work at the understanding of the animus. Now, these are concepts, you can look them up, look into them. When I do a lot of work with, and have done in the past, gender, and also working myself around that stuff. So at times, the repressing or the lack of understanding and wisdom around the contra-gender function within self can lead to a lot of disharmony within being and within the world and actions. So it's a really important part of alchemy, I believe personally, and think I think we need to understand how energies harmonize and work together within self as much as within the world around us, and it's no easy feat for a lot of reasons at present time, but if it's not done, then there's great danger to lots of things around us. I'll leave it at there for today, and hope you enjoyed this wonderful tarot deck, the Alchemical Visions Tarot, and hope you have a good Friday and enjoy the weekend. I may upload on the weekend, I'm not too sure, we'll just have to wait and see. Awesome, cool, blessings on your day.